You're doing your best, eating right, staying active, keeping a positive mindset. You followed all the advice they gave you about staying healthy after 70. But here's the brutal truth. Some of the healthy habits you swear by are quietly breaking your body down. Not overnight, not with warning signs, but slowly, every single day, until one day you can't get up without help, or at all. Let's start with one of the biggest traps, daily long-distance walking. Sounds familiar? Movement is life, right? You've been told that so many times it feels like gospel, but after 70, it can become a silent trap. See, your body isn't 40 anymore. The joints in your knees and hips, even if they feel fine now, have likely started to wear down. Science backs it up. Over-exercising with long daily walks at this age can trigger chronic inflammation, accelerate cartilage breakdown, and raise your risk of fractures. And the scariest part? You might not feel the damage until it's done. Let me tell you about Robert, a 73-year-old retired teacher from Ohio. He was proud of his daily 5-mile walks. Never missed a day, rain or shine. 2 years later, he was in a wheelchair. Diagnosis: severe osteoarthritis. He couldn't take the stairs anymore. Couldn't stand without help. The habit he believed was keeping him alive. It quietly stole his independence. So what should you do instead? Ditch the long, punishing walks. Go for gentle 15-20-minute strolls 2-3 times a day. It's not about distance. It's about consistency and protecting your joints. Add light mobility exercises, stretching, balance training, gentle yoga. These are your secret weapons now. They keep your muscles activated, protect you from falls, and give your joints a break. And don't think this is an invitation to slow down completely. You need to stay active. But after 70, how you move is more important than how much. Because one bad fall, one joint failure, and your freedom could disappear overnight. And if you think that was shocking, wait until you hear about the second healthy habit that millions of people 65 plus do every single morning, thinking it's helping their body. But what it's really doing is silently attacking their brain. You wake up, stretch a little, head to the kitchen, and like millions of people your age, you pour yourself a tall glass of fresh squeezed orange juice. You've heard it all your life. It's packed with vitamins. It boosts your immunity. It's a healthy way to start the day. But what if that glass of juice, yes, even the fresh kind, is doing the exact opposite? What if at your age, it's quietly wrecking your blood sugar, draining your brain, and setting you up for memory loss down the road? Here's what's really happening. That healthy juice, it's pure liquid sugar. Yes, it has vitamin C, but it also has 0 fiber and more sugar than a can of soda. And when you're over 65, your body can't handle sugar spikes the way it used to, not even close. Here's the science. That sugar hits your bloodstream fast. Your blood glucose skyrockets, then crashes. Insulin surges. Essential minerals like magnesium get flushed out. Your brain fogs up. And over time, these daily sugar swings damage the brain's memory centers, increasing your risk of cognitive decline. And yes, dementia. You may not feel it today, but 5-10 years from now, you'll be wondering where your energy went, why you forget words, why you walk into rooms and don't know why. And it might all trace back to breakfast. Real story. Donna, 69, from Florida. She did everything by the book. Ate clean, walked daily, and every single morning started with a big glass of fresh juice, orange, grapefruit, sometimes apple. 6 years later, she was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes and early-stage cognitive impairment. Her doctors told her the sugar load from her morning routine had been slowly stacking the odds against her for years. So what should you do instead? Cut fruit juices. All of them. Even the ones labeled natural or no sugar added. If you love fruit, eat it whole and stick to just 1 or 2 servings a day, ideally in the morning. Whole fruit gives you fiber that slows sugar absorption. Rebuild your breakfast around healthy fats and protein. Eggs, avocado, Greek yogurt, nuts, wild salmon. These foods stabilize your energy, feed your brain, and actually help you stay mentally sharp. Look, This may sound harsh, but you're not 30 anymore. The rules are different now. Your brain and body are running on a tighter line, and the habits you used to trust, they're not just outdated, they can be dangerous. And if that was tough to hear, brace yourself, because there's something else, a calming little ritual you probably do every night. That could be quietly messing with your heart. It's evening. You've had dinner, maybe watched a little TV, and now you're getting ready to wind down. You reach for something to help you relax, maybe a cup of warm milk with honey, a mug of herbal tea, or just a small glass of red wine. You think, this helps me sleep. It feels cozy, comforting, harmless. But what if that soothing nighttime ritual is actually doing the opposite? What if it's silently throwing off your sleep, raising your blood pressure, and quietly damaging your heart, night after night? Here's the hard truth. Honey, it's sugar. When you consume sugar before bed, your insulin spikes. That spike keeps your body from entering deep, restorative sleep. Instead of resting, your system stays alert, working to bring things back to balance. And you wake up tired, foggy, or with your heart racing. Wine, even one glass. After 70, alcohol can be a bigger threat than you think. It disrupts your heart rhythm, dehydrates your system, and interferes with your liver's ability to regulate blood pressure overnight. And research shows it can double the risk of nighttime strokes or arrhythmias in older adults, especially when mixed with common medications. And what about that harmless cup of tea? Peppermint, valerian, chamomile, they sound innocent. But some of these herbs can interact with blood pressure meds, blood thinners, or sedatives. The result? Sudden drops or spikes in blood pressure during the night, leading to dizziness, fainting, or worse. Real story. Frank, 75, from Arizona. Every evening, like clockwork, he sipped one glass of red wine to unwind. One morning, he didn't wake up. Doctors later confirmed a cardiac arrhythmia during sleep. He'd been in good shape, took his meds, ate well, but the wine, paired with his heart medication, created a perfect storm. So what should you do? Cut all sugars, drinks, and alcohol at least 3 hours before bed, even healthy ones. Skip the mystery herbs unless your doctor approves them. Instead, switch to calming, safe routines that won't mess with your body's chemistry. Gentle stretching. Slow breathing exercises. A warm bath. Silence. Darkness. Stillness. Because here's the part no one tells you. After 70, your body's margin for error gets smaller. What used to be a harmless little habit in your 40s can now tip the scale toward a life-threatening event. And the scariest part, you might not feel anything. No pain, no warning, no sirens. Just one night, everything shifts. Because your body couldn't take one more hit. But you don't have to wait for that moment. You can change course now. Because what's coming next might already be sitting in your fridge, and it's something you've been told to eat more of, even though it could cause the very fall that takes away your independence. Eat more vegetables. You've heard it your whole life. And you listened. You added spinach to your breakfast, steamed broccoli with dinner, maybe even kale smoothies in the afternoon. Sounds perfect, right? Well, not so fast. Because here's what no one told you. Some of these superfoods can actually put your body in danger, especially after 70. Not in a way you feel right away, but slowly, quietly, until one day you get up too fast and the room spins, you fall, and that fall changes everything. Let's break it down. Leafy greens like spinach and kale are loaded with oxalates, compounds that can deplete calcium and magnesium, essential minerals that keep your bones strong and muscles functioning. These veggies also contain compounds that may interfere with sodium balance, and when combined with a low-salt diet, another health tip you may have followed, it can lower your blood pressure too much. Add bloating, gas, and poor absorption, and your body becomes a perfect setup for a sudden drop in blood pressure, dizziness, and collapse. This isn't theory, it's reality. Real story. Margaret, 78, a devoted fan of green smoothies. Every morning, she blended kale, spinach, cucumber, the works. One day, she stood up too fast in the bathroom, blacked out, hit the tile floor, hip fracture, emergency surgery, weeks in bed, then came the infection. Then, the wheelchair. In just 3 months, she went from fully independent to needing full-time care. And it all started with something she thought was healthy. So what should you do? Don't ditch the vegetables. Just don't eat them alone. Pair your greens with a source of protein: eggs, fish, meat, tofu. A bit of healthy fat: olive oil, avocado. And yes, a pinch of natural salt to keep your electrolyte levels balanced. My sons, monitor your electrolytes, especially magnesium, potassium, and sodium. Ask your doctor to check these during your regular labs. And after every meal, don't rush. Sit. Breathe. Let your body adjust. Stand up slowly on down, with purpose. Because after 70, a simple fall isn't just a fall. It can be a one-way ticket to hospital beds, infections, and the loss of everything you worked so hard to protect. Your freedom, your dignity, your independence. That's the harsh truth. You tried to do everything right, but no one told you that the rules change with age. Now you know. And now you have a choice. Keep following the habits that used to work. Or adjust. And take control of what happens next. Because in this stage of life, the smallest changes can decide the biggest outcomes. And the biggest risk is thinking you're safe when you're not.